Well, I finally done it. I finally built my cigar box guitar from Chicken Bone John. I put a link in the information below. You can buy these cigar box kits. I think it was £88 plus post and packaging, and you get the complete kit to build one of these absolutely great guitars. I'm really pleased. Again, Chicken Bone John, well done. Really, really great piece of kit here. The actually on my Facebook page, I put some photos up of the different phases of development, right from kind of opening the box and seeing what you get, to the little stages that I go through. The kit itself, it does require quite a little bit of work. I have to be honest. You will learn a lot if you've never built a guitar before, and I hadn't. So it was absolutely fantastic to have a go at this. But Chicken Bone John, they provide, I think it's something like 18 videos plus some other support videos actually on just little bits that are quite useful. Really taking you from the instructions that you're given from step one right till the end, right until you put those strings on and just get it finally set up. I just thought I'd give you a little show of what actually you get. I'll just turn that volume down. So that's it. So you get a box. I think it's a beach box, but I'm not quite sure. They're obviously production made. They're not proper cigar boxes as such, but it's to the same kind of size and specification. You get a little catch here, so it opens up via the hinges at the back. It's untreated. I've finished the guitar itself in this kind of it's like a walnut wax stain. I made some furniture, a kitchen dining table during lockdown, and so I got plenty left over. So rather than buy anything new, it's just a case of using what's lying around the house and recycling everything, which is absolutely great to do. I use that on the neck as well. The dark fingerboard is a special wood that they have. I can't quite remember what it is now, whether it's a composite wood that's compressed materials and then shaped into like a piece of wood. So you've got the box, you've got the neck. The neck goes all the way through and comes out to the end. I'll just take this slide off so I can point a little bit better. The neck is just, I think it's 22 by 35 piece of timber. But the perfect length, so goes all the way from the top to here. You don't have to trim that down in length terms, but there's just work that's required on it. So because it's a piece of rectangular timber, you're going to have to do some shaping. So I don't know if that's coming through, but I've rounded and shaped the actual guitar neck here. And John's really good. He tells you the tools to get that really help with this. It wasn't expensive, but if you are going to build one of these, definitely have a look really through those 18 videos. At the start of each video, he tells you the tools that you'll need and things like glue. He gives you good tips on what glue to use and stuff. So there are some little things to buy, but you don't have to have a full machine workshop. I don't. I've just done everything by hand and using my drills, and then where necessary the glues. You get a reinforcing piece here that forms this heel and then the tail stock here. You add that on, and that's kind of now housed in on the neck and housed in here. Obviously, you don't have to do much shaping there apart from a bit of shaping to let the pickup sit comfortably, so it's not touching the neck as such inside the box. What did I have to do there? On the neck, the headstock actually comes pre-shaped, so you get this drop down here. So the tuning pegs then sit down, and you get a little bit of a break angle, obviously, for the strings to sit into the tuning pegs. Obviously, you've got to drill your holes, mount those. That's quite easy. Love this effect. It just goes to show what you can play with it on a guitar. It's just a straightforward, I think it's a 5mm round head screw that I've just actually created a few little 2 or 3 grooves, or 3 grooves there, just for the strings to sit in. Actually sitting on the screw themselves, obviously that's quite sharp, so if you're tuning up and down and you catch and sit on one of the top of those threads, it's probably going to damage and cut the strings. So just a little bit of a groove put in. The saddle was provided here, the bridge I should say, and the saddle. The saddle's actually put in there. It's a piece of fret wire, and the reason that he's done that is because you create a bit of earthing to touch one of the strings, and then that string will then touch that metal fret, and that effectively earth those 3 strings. And because it's a humbucker, generally that's a good idea to do, so you don't get the noise, electrostatic noise that picks up in and around. Actually, at the moment, the saddle is free sitting. You could screw it down. The tops are obviously very thin ply, so it will hold it. The strings will hold the nut and the saddle, the bridge saddle themselves, so you don't need to do that. And also what it does mean is that you can actually just adjust this positioning of the bridge, so you can get your intonation kind of as good as it really gets. I managed to get this pretty good, actually. Obviously, there's a little bit of compensation done by just angling that saddle, but using a tuner, you can get it pretty accurate for the open string and 12th fret harmonic. You can actually adjust that, so it's actually very, very close. In terms of then intonation when you're pressing the frets, well, what amazed me was the string heights were a little bit high, I have to say. It came with a 16mm bridge, but you can buy 14 and 12. So rather than just basically filing this flat end down, I just bought a 12 and 14 just to see if I could get the string heights down, and I got them effectively down to 12. I think it was 12.14 mils at the 12th fret. So it's really low, which makes it a really good playable guitar, just actually as a fretted guitar as well. If you just want to play slide, you can obviously just take the action up a little bit and use one of the other bridges, the 14 or the 16mm, and you don't have to worry about fretting. It's a cigar box guitar, you can do what you want with it, but I just decided I'll play it with the slide, and also I'll do a little bit of fret playing as well, just for some of the runs and so forth. I'm making it sound quite simple, and really it is. The kind of the biggest kind of phases, really, apart from getting that neck. Oh yeah, really, actually, you've got to glue the neck on. So use tight bond glue. That he recommends that, and then it's just a case of shaving the neck, the fret board here. So it's obviously the same thickness as the neck, and you don't feel any difference. You've got to put your own frets in, but that's okay. Again, it's not hard. They provide the fret wire. Just a bit of shaping on the frets. That just takes time to do, but not long. Everything really, all these areas are only 20 to 30 minute jobs. They're not big jobs. The fret inlays, the dots here, those that I've got. Let's just get that camera angle back on the side at the top there, so I can see at the top. And those, you just drill a hole for those, and he provides like a tubular plastic thing, stick that you just pop in and trim off, and then you file it all down. Good to have whole sets of different files and sandpaper, right down to very fine things for finishing off. I haven't really done a spectacular amount of finishing on this, but just simply taking down with different grades of file and sandpaper, and then using quadruple zero wire wool, you get a really satin finish. It's really, really good. Yeah, and then it's just creating the holes for the tone and volume, your jack socket. You can put the sound holes in. I've actually got a couple of a set of these circular things you put on your end of your drill, and it drills in and creates the circular sound hole. You just create your shape for your pickup and just mount that in, and then it's the electronics inside, which are all provided. So they provide the wire, the potentiometers. They obviously provide these chicken knob dials. Everything's really good. Good advice how to do the get the strings in with these little supports, these bushels or ferrules, whatever you want to call them, and how to earth them. So you've got the earthing point, as I mentioned previously. Overall, I can't begin to tell you. I've had another cigar box kit from another company based up in the Midlands. It was absolute rubbish. So at the moment, I've only had two, this one and another one from another company. Chicken Bone John, this one is the one to get. Okay, the quality of the materials is exceptional, and the instructions and the help support you get. So again, Chicken Bone John with his daughter Anne, Chicken Bone Anne, well done. You're absolutely brilliant. You've nailed this kit altogether. So I not long ago did a guitar setting up course with Ash Nightingale in Stroud, and whilst obviously we're using slightly higher quality guitars to set up, one you can see actually on the other side there, and my acoustic, we did that, and an old Squire Strat. But the course was brilliant because we looked at neck relief, string actions and so forth. It was a brilliant course, and I bought the dials and gauges, and it was fantastic. Of course, there's no neck relief on this. It's like a classical guitar. You don't get a truss rod or anything, so that's there. But you can play around with the bridge and then the nut. We can't do too much there. You can file in a bit more, but actually the string height, when you press the 3rd fret down and check it over the 1st fret, was absolutely great, within tolerance of a high spec guitar. There's no fret buzzing, even with this lower string height. Yeah, there's no fret buzzing at all. It's absolutely perfect. They're just clearing the frets beautifully, and even if you're kind of whacking them, like kind of playing you can play plectrum with these, of course, or just like a finger style like that, they don't resonate onto the frets, so you don't get any buzzy noises. And of course then when you're playing with the slide, because the action is a little bit lower, then you just got to make sure that you don't press. If you go too low, you're going to start hitting the neck and the fret. So just with this kind of height, it's just a little bit lighter playing. When I had the original bridge on at 16mm, it was great. I could just literally whack the slide on, and it wasn't going to touch anywhere of the neck or the frets, and you felt like you could really groove it out. There you go. 88 quid delivered. Yeah, you've got to buy tight bond. Actually, I forgot to say about the transfers. They come as like fake guitar box covers. I didn't watch his video beforehand. I kind of put mine on behind. I wish I had done, because I wish I'd used a different type of glue, the tight bond, more liquidy one, and that would have stopped the wrinkling with the normal tight bond that I was using. But hey, it's a cigar box guitar. It's supposed to be rough and ready, and it looks rough and ready. You can see some of the peeling here and whatever. I love it. You know, I absolutely love it. I don't care about stuff like that, and I don't care about my slightly shoddy paint spraying, wax putting on and stuff like that. The reverse side, actually, I didn't realise, because I didn't see Chicken Bone John's video. These are actually, you cut these into strips, and then they form like decorative edgings along here and along here. there. So like a proper cigar box. Actually, I didn't think about it. I was so keen on just sticking stuff on, but do you know what? It looks okay, and I don't care. So I'll just give a little demo through my little solid state amp. Actually, I don't need that. I just need to turn it on here. And I noticed with these sound holes, it's amazing the volume. Obviously, it's not like a full-blown acoustic, but the volume without it amplified is actually quite decent. It's quite good. Just those holes made quite a difference. It was quite good anyway because the box is really solid, but you do get quite a good acoustic thump from it when you're playing with not plugged into the pickup. So here we go. All I can say is, you know, if you're new to slide guitar playing, it's really you see it all the time. Players using slide guitar. For me, the nicest variations, of course, are when you're using open tuning strings. So Chicken Bone John, they provide a set of 3 strings in there. This is tuned to G, so they're basically like you get from the packs, but specifically just the G, low G, a D, and then like the 3rd string on a G, but it's a wire wound one. So a bit like on electric guitars when they use the wire wound G instead of just the unwound ones. It just gives it a bit more weight and therefore a little bit more tension, so that you get this nice big thick deep sound. Open string tuning is great because then it just means that, you know, that's G, and then if I go to fret 5, there's C, D, yeah, and then 12th G again. And obviously playing in one tuning, you do get pretty good at hearing. You start to develop your ear a little bit more, I think, rather than changing keys all the time, because you just start to recognise the notes a little bit more on the frets, which is quite nice. It's a little trick that I use when I'm kind of doing ear training myself. I don't keep changing keys. I just get used to the feel of it on the guitar, how to kind of hear those notes without changing keys all the time, which is, you know, sometimes you settle on one thing and you learn something a bit better. There you go. I'm going to be using this at the open mic nights down here at Newbury and having a bit of fun. So I hope that's a nice little demo of the kit itself, how it's come out. I'm so pleased. I can't begin to tell you what a bargain. And you made it, and because you make it yourself, you don't have to put these transfers on. You can paint it. You can do whatever you want with it. And that's the whole idea of cigar box guitar playing, of course. Okay. It's a bit of a shame, actually. I broke my glass bottle slide the other day, and so I'm using a metal one. I've always found with the metal ones I do get a little bit of extra string noise, so I don't know if that's coming through on the video, but you do get a little bit of a metallic sound. Now, I tell you what, for rock playing and stuff like that, that's great. If you want to play purely and without that kind of metallic-y sound on there, so maybe a glass or a bone slide is better. You can hear everything's really in balance. And then I talked about the fretting, so if I do a turnaround, it's really great, it's really easy to play. I did that on the 6th string there. I could do it on the 6th string. What am I saying? The low G string, that's the 3rd string really, isn't it? I could do that little run here. Yeah, and you can just hear there's no fret buzzers on those at all. Absolutely fantastic. Get one. That's what I say. It's Valentine's Day. Get your partner one. They'd love it.